Today, 99% of farmed animals in the States are living on factory farms. Nearly all chickens, turkeys, pigs, cows, and goats spend their lives on factory farms. There are roughly 24,000 factory farms across the country. These industrial operations add pesticides, antibiotics, and hormones to crops and livestock, and produce an estimated 940 billion pounds of manure every year. Much of this waste is stored in open-air waste lagoons that leak into groundwater, run off into rivers, and pollute the air. Our fellow countrymen who live near these factory farms are often low-income communities of color. The bacteria, flies, and rats from factory farms are invading people's homes. Families living nearby report chronic respiratory illness, contaminated well water, and a stench so constant it changes how they live. Windows shut, kids kept inside, property values gone. Inside these factory farms, the farm workers, many of whom are low-paid immigrants, face dangerous conditions daily. Farm workers endure repetitive motion injuries. They are breathing toxic gases like ammonia and hydrogen sulfide that are spewed from the buildup of animal waste. Factory farm workers have some of the highest injury rates of any industry in the country, often with little job security and few protections. Many small-scale farmers have been put out of business. The number of small-scale farmers has decreased, while the number of animals slaughtered has increased. The quality of life of the poor animals living on these factory farms has also gone overlooked. The animals are bred and confined for one purpose: profit. They are confined indoors all of their lives, and the dairy animals are artificially inseminated and kept pregnant. Egg-laying hens packed into cages roughly the size of an 8x11 sheet of paper, and they can't spread their wings. Pigs are confined in crates where they can't turn around. Chickens bred to grow so large so fast, many can barely stand under their own weight. Calves are ripped away from their mothers and starved to death, so they don't drink the profit. Animals are left with broken bones until they are ready for slaughter. When we eat these animals, we are eating their trauma. To keep these crowded systems running, factory farms rely heavily on chemicals. Antibiotics fed to animals to speed growth and prevent disease in cramped conditions. Pesticides and synthetic fertilizers are spread across the millions of acres of corn and soy grown just to feed them. When we eat these animals, we are eating these chemicals. Overuse of antibiotics in agriculture is a leading driver of antibiotic-resistant infections, which makes disease harder to treat and humans more susceptible to death. All of that waste creates the runoff that leads to eutrophication. Nitrogen and phosphorus from the buildup of manure and fertilizer wash into water bodies, fueling algae blooms and dead zones where fish and aquatic life can't survive, including the dead zone in the Gulf of Mexico, fed in part by waste flowing down the Mississippi River. Factory farms are also a major source of methane and other greenhouse gases, making industrial animal agriculture one of the largest contributors to climate change of any sector. These are the high costs of cheap meat.